ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أعاذنا الله وإياكم من النار. My dear brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, for this special occasion, I want to tell all of you Eid Mubarak. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept for us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us a Jannah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from hellfire. My dear Ikhwan, brothers and sisters, as we know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, throughout the year, throughout the 365 days, there are very special occasions for Muslims. For example, if we start with the month of Ramadan, it is the month of mercy, it is the month of rahmah, maghfirah and forgiveness, and it is the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala freeing ourselves from hellfire. And we always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and offer dua to Him that He will free us from hellfire. Ameen. After the month of Ramadan, if we notice, there are the fasting of the 6 days of Shawwal. As we know, the Prophet ﷺ says, whomever fasts the month of Ramadan and he fasts 6 days of Shawwal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive him the sins of the year. Obviously, except the major sins, those will need tawbah and repentance. After the 6 days of Shawwal, we have the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, this month, where the Prophet ﷺ says, ما أحب الأعمال إلى الله في هذه العشرة, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loved from His slave and His servant to do the good deeds and righteous deeds, and in these 10 days of first 10 days of the Hijjah. Those 10 days are the most beloved days to Allah throughout the year, besides the last 10 nights of the month of Ramadan. So look at it and notice something here. It is going continuously. We started with the month of Ramadan. We came to the fasting of 6 days of Shawwal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us His mercy and His blessings for these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, where the Prophet ﷺ says, these days are the days of takbir, saying Allahu Akbar as many times as you can throughout the day. As also tahmeed, saying Alhamdulillah as many times as you can throughout the day and night. Allah Prophet ﷺ says in authenticated hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my dear brothers and sisters, He will build a home in Jannah it is called Baytul Hamd or Baytul Hammadin. Prophet ﷺ said, يَبْنِي اللَّهُ بَيْتًا فِي الْجَنَّةِ لِلْحَمَّادِينَ, meaning the ones who say Alhamdulillah many times. Allah will bayt a castle or a house in Jannah for the ones who say Alhamdulillah many times. Alhamdulillah. The Fatiha is started with Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why a reminder to me and a reminder to you, my dear brothers and sisters. If somebody asks you and you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, but you have to respond wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Something I just remember now. The hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says, لا تقوم الساعة, that the hour will not happen حتى يسلم العبد إلا على الرجل الذي يعرفه أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. The hour will not happen until you will say Assalamu alaikum to only those whom you know. The hour will not happen, Yawm al-Qiyamah, that when the Muslims only say Assalamu alaikum, especially to only those who you know. So brother says Assalamu alaikum to say it to your Muslim brother. Every Muslim brother, you say to him Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, my dear brother. Not hi and how you doing, how are you? Yes, you can say these things, alhamdulillah. But as Muslims, we have to show our sharia. We have to show our sharia, Allah's virtues. And our virtues, Allah is saying in the Quran, وَمَنْ يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهَا مِنْ تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. Those who glorify Allah's sharia, Allah's virtues and rulings about Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him and show the taqwa in his heart. So, and then when you respond back and you say, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, obviously it is like a metaphor for someone to ask you, how are you doing, brother? كيف حال أخي? How you been? Do we say alhamdulillah? That's the first thing we should think as Muslims, as believers. We say alhamdulillah because you are thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you are praising Him for whatever He gave you in any type of situation you're in. You always say alhamdulillah rabbil alameen because that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has described for you 50,000 years before He created the samawat wal ard. Those are the manners and those are the akhlaq of the good believer and the good Muslim that Allah has described in the Quran and what the Prophet ﷺ was upon his Sahaba. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the Jannah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to follow the footsteps of our Messenger. Salawatullah wa barakatuhu alayhi. After 6 days of Shawwal, my brothers and sisters, it'll come the 10 days of the Hijjah, where there is one day. There is one day in those days it called, which was yesterday. As we all know, it is the day of Arafah. It's called the day of Arafah. And remember, if you were here the past Jumu'ah, I mentioned for you the last ayah in the Quran, for some of the ulama who says the last ayah in the Quran. And he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that that's when this ayah was revealed to me on the mountain of Arafah. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم. Today I have accomplished your deen. The deen of Islam, it was accomplished and it was finished, meaning the Quran and the Sunnah of our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was completed when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was standing up on the mountain of Arafah. The mountain of Arafah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as the Prophet said in the hadith al-sahih, يَنزِلُ اللَّهُ إِلَى السَّمَاءِ الدُّنْيَا مَعَ مَلَائِكَتِهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descend in the first heaven with the angels and the malaika. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will tell the angels, مَاذَا يُرِيدُ عِبَادِي. What do my slaves want in the mountain of Arafah? In the mountain of Adha, that's the mountain where you're supposed to be crying, where you're supposed to share the tears, where you're supposed to be praying to Allah, where you're supposed to be asking Allah's forgiveness. However, we are here, but our brothers are doing it there for us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from them. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the capacity and to give us the rizq and provision so we can go next year inshallah and the year after for those who didn't go. Ameen. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Then comes the Eid of Adha, which is today, which is where we sacrifice in Allah's sake. We sacrifice a mutton, a ram, a sheep, or a goat, whatever you can afford. We sacrifice it in Allah's sake, subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of virtue and ritual of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Then after that, we have Muharram is coming. We have the day is called Ashura. The day of Ashura, 10 of Muharram, where the Prophet says that whomever fast the day of Ashura, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive the sins of past years. I mean, look, subhanallah al-azim, how many blessings and reward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us. The point I'm trying to make is throughout the entire year. Month after month, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is providing us with something and rewarding us with extra reward. Why? So we can go back to Him. So we can return to Him. So we can remember Him by fasting, by praying, by giving sadaqah, by remembering Him throughout the entire year. You fast Ashura. Then come, alhamdulillah, after that, and the year is going on. The Prophet ﷺ is telling us, fast the 3 days of every month. 13, 14, 15. Pray the witr. Abu Hurairah narrated the hadith and he said that the Prophet ﷺ told me, do not sleep until you pray witr. And fast every 3 days of every month. The 13th, 14th, the 15th, we call them Ayyam al-Tashriq. Ayyam al-Tashriq. Because that's how the Muslim life, my brothers and sisters, is supposed to be. I mean, alhamdulillah, all of us know this verse. There is no way that every Muslim don't know this verse in this ayah. It's in Surah Al-Dariyat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala قال وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. that I have created inst, mankind, and jinn only to worship me. This is the circle, how the Muslim is supposed to circulate around. Is Allah's worship, to worship Him. And my brothers and sisters, the ibadah, which is called worship in English translated, it is al-khudu' wal-dhul lillah subhanahu wa ta'ala wa hub ma yuhib wa karh ma yakrah bi ta'atihi wa ta'at nabiyyih. As Ibn Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, he has defined it. What is ibadah? You ask someone and you tell him what is worship means. What does it mean to worship Allah? Many people, they think, worshiping Allah, I have to pray to Him, I have to fast, I have to go to Hajj, I pay zakat, right? That's what worship is. However, that's not what worship is generally. Yes, it is ibadah, obviously, no doubt about that. We cannot differ between that. You do the 5 mandatories. However, worship, my brothers and sisters, is way, way over than that defined. When you smile to a Muslim brother, and you smile to him, Prophet ﷺ is saying, that's sadaqah. That is sadaqah. You cannot always look grumpy. You know, look sad. We have to show that happy face. To smile to our brothers. When you see your brother, you smile to him. But Prophet ﷺ said, when you shake his hand, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive you sins, both of you, until you let go. Until you let go. That's ibadah. That's worship. Prophet ﷺ in the hadith, there was a sahabi who said, and he saw a branch of a tree in the middle of the road. And he said, وَاللَّهِ لَأَنْزَعَنَّ هَذَا الْغُصْنَ عَنِ الطَّرِيقِ كَيْ لَا يُؤْذِي مُؤْمِنٍ فَأَدْخَلَهُ اللَّهُ الْجَنَّةَ. Prophet ﷺ said, there was a man who saw a branch, a horrible big branch in the middle of the street. Somebody is passing by, he can slip and he can fall and he can break his leg or something. He can get hurt. So he said, I will take away, I will drag away this branch from the road and from the path, so my Muslim brothers and anybody can hurt himself. Allah grants him Jannah because he did that act. That one act he did. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants him Jannah. This is ibadah. It's also ibadah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us stronger iman. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase our iman. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from the shaitan. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from hellfire. Astaghfirullah innahu huwal ghafur. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. Brothers and sisters, as I was saying about the ibadah, about the worship, the ulama have said it has to be done within 2 requirements. Every Muslim should know this. Everything you do in the sake of Allah, ibadah, praying, zakat, fasting, it has to be around these 2 requirements. Please know them, understand them, and memorize them. 2 requirements, you cannot forget them. The first one, my brothers and sisters, is ikhlas. It's sincerity. Ikhlas, it's called in Arabic. Allah says in the Quran, وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهِ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ حُنَفَاءَ وَيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَذَلِكَ دِينُ الْقَيِّمَةِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in Surah Al-Bayyinah, وَمَا أُمِرُوا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered them to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to establish the zakah, to establish salah, pay zakah, and He said with sincerity. With sincerity, with ikhlas. So number 1, anything you do, my brothers and sisters, is you have to do it with sincerity and with ikhlas. Allah will accept it and you will see it in your eyes and you will feel it. That is why the Prophet ﷺ said when you go to Hajj, for example, then you come back, if you don't feel like yourself that you've been changed, the ulama say that the Hajj may not be accepted. If you go to Hajj and 10 days later you committed a major sin, or you start sinning again, the ulama have said that maybe your Hajj is not accepted. Because when you go to Hajj, you start from 0 again. You have to become a different man. Because you went there, I've never experienced, but ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us there, inshallah. That when you go there and you come back, because that's the Hajj, is totally different place. It reminds you of the day of Akhirah, Yawm al-Qiyamah. All these people from all over the world, 3 million people, dressing up the same, wearing ihram, standing up in the mountain, you know, making dua to Allah. Everybody is crying, everybody is supplicating to Allah. You know, that Jew and that
that area in there of the Prophet ﷺ where he stepped and the Sahaba, this special thing, and then you come back to your country, and then you start acting up the same as you were before. But that man say maybe your Hajj is not. You have to be a different man. That's the type of